Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name is Lakna for anyone new. In this video, I'm going to talk about the month of May and some of my intuitive insights for May, so stay tuned for that. And I'm also going to record and upload the next full moon and new moon cycles that will be happening in May as well. I'm finding that pre-recording the entire month's energies of including like the month and the moon cycles is so beneficial for me at least, to tap into and to experience and to see what the patterns are and what to expect, so that I can prepare for the entire month in advance of before the month starts if I can. So I also recommend for you, if you have the time, if you feel called to, watch these videos in advance so you get a whole perspective of what I'm talking about and what energies I'm tapping into, because everything with the moon cycles, especially the previous new moon, is always connected to the full moon, and then the next new moon is the end of that chapter and starting the next chapter of our beautiful storybooks of life. And it's just really helpful to see how it's connecting to each other. So yeah, watch those videos if you can, which I'll be recording after this one. But yeah, this month of May is really what I feel the theme is our heart, and really like cutting our heart open to be more authentic and of real true love for ourselves, for others, for all the relationships in our life, for all things related to our heart and to Venus. So Venus rules over not just love and relationships, it's also our relationship with money and everything to do with finances and the material possessions that we own and love, as well as our beauty, our sense of beauty, style, creativity, art, all of that stuff. Balance, harmony, creating peace in your life is very Venusian as well. So these are some themes that will be coming up in May. It's going to be really highlighted to us, and what is blocking us from being in our most truest, most authentic, heart-centered way of living is going to come up. And anything that is blocking our heart, anything that is of not true love or alignment with our heart space, those illusions and blocks and ignorance and toxicities need to be cut and severed out of our life. And there is this really powerful cutting kind of energy that wants to really just get rid of all of that stuff that isn't serving us. So there is a really like sharpness to this month, as well as the beauty of Venus, that soft, beautiful Venusian energy. But there's also this really powerful, transmuting, fiery, just like this ability to just cut through the illusions. And I say this because of the moon cycle, which we will have the first, just looking at my notes, the first full moon will be on May 1st or 2nd. So we're actually starting the month with this full moon. So it's very significant of like we're starting the month with that. New intentions for this month is really related to this full moon, which I'll make a separate video about. But this full moon is going to be in the sign of Libra, ruled by Venus, and in the star called Swati. And Swati is really connected to, there's a lot of symbols to do with that cutting, sharp energy. Like there is a symbol of the sword, and also a blade of grass, which can, like, it's just very like sharp. So that sharpness has the ability to cut through any illusions related to Libra and Venus, like Libra Venus, which is wanting to create balance and harmonious dynamics in our relationships, and authentic connection to ourselves and our identity as well, which I'll talk more about in that video. But that is one part of that cutting edge, like get rid of all of that illusions, ignorance, drama, toxicity, like anything that is not allowing us to be balanced and harmonious in our relationships. And then the new moon will happen on May 16th and that, or 17th, and that will be in Taurus, also ruled by Venus. Taurus is a bit different to Libra though, a bit more earthy and sensual. So those sorts of lessons and wisdom is coming through towards the end of the month to really tap more into our bodies and feel with our senses. And the nakshatra of Taurus of this new moon is going to be Kritika. And Kritika nakshatra is connected to so many sharp objects. There is like the flame as well, fire, as well as like sharp objects like a knife, a blade, an axe, all about cutting through the ignorance that is keeping us blinded to truth, basically. So yeah, there is all of this like cutting energy and heart-centeredness as well. So it is really like we have to cut our hearts open sometimes, like these things that are blocking and clouding our ability to feel authentically and openly and be truly vulnerable and open, which is actually also the tarot for the month of May, which is May is, when you add up the number 5, which is May plus 2026, you get 15, which is the devil in tarot. And the devil card is the shadow of Venus, basically. And then you add up 15, 1 plus 5, you get 6, which is also 6 rules Venus, which is the Lovers card in tarot. So these two cards are like the polarity of the planet Venus, and it is the man and the woman, just in different aspects, shadow and light. And the shadow of with the devil is showing just the shadow aspects that can come up with relating with others, and there's so much shadow stuff that can come up, and we see it in so many relationships in society. Like there's so many inauthentic, not aligned partnerships that exist, and they're not serving the people, but they stay stuck and trapped, which is like these chains, but the chains are actually loose. Like you have the power to change. And yeah, it's just time to think about like those shadow things that are blocking us and keeping us trapped, keeping our hearts blocked. Like, is there any like sense of fear in any relationships that you're in? Fear, the need to control, any like codependency issues, or like boundary issues with people. Also like, oh yeah, there's just so many things that can come up that are not really authentic. And the Lovers card really shows us what is authentic, which is being like so free. They're like connected to nature as well, and the sun, and they're naked, they're free to be like just vulnerable, and super authentic with each other. So yeah, that's just something to think about. I've got down the Lovers card is really like sacred and pure and open-hearted, heart-centered. It's about conscious connections, love, harmony, alignment, freedom, authenticity, and vulnerability. And the Devil card, that shadow Venus energy, is there's it's really about any shadow aspects that are within you. We all have shadow, and it's important to come into acceptance of your shadow and to just be aware, and to just to bring awareness to it, and really integrate your shadow. So this is about unconscious shadows, which, yeah, need integrating. Addictions, attachments, feeling trapped, codependency, materialism, fear, control, powerlessness, possessiveness, things like that. So it's just something to think about. So the number 1 and 5, which makes 6, which is the numerology for this month, is the number 1 is ruled by the Sun, 5 is ruled by Mercury, and 6 is ruled by Venus. So these 3 planets are actually super involved in this entire month, as well as the moon cycles. Number 1, being the Sun, is our identity, and it is our inner light, the way that we show up. And this is actually a solar year, so the Sun is super, super important for us to really integrate our identity and our sense of individuality and who we truly are. And this is really being highlighted in that first moon cycle with the full moon in Libra, in Swati, which I'll talk about later, but in the next video. But Libra, Swati, this star really brings up the need to honor your independence and your own individual self so deeply, and to be so sure of yourself, because it is in the star of Swati where the Sun, your Sun, becomes debilitated, which means you are the most likely to lose your sense of self and your identity, your individuality, your path, your flow of your authentic path can be really manipulated and influenced by others, by partnerships, by relationships, because you are adapting, or you are just going with the flow, or you're just really being pulled into someone else's identity or path and losing yourself through maybe just wanting to be more adaptable, or maybe just being way too easy breezy, going with the flow. So yeah, it's just like, it's highlighting to us the need to really be strong in our center and really know who we are. This is really strong for this entire year, but it's coming up with this moon cycle for sure. And then the number 5, which is ruled by Mercury, is also really being highlighted because I noticed that in the full moon happening beginning of May, the moon will be opposing the Sun as well as Mercury. And then with the new moon's going to be conjuncting Mercury. So Mercury is really playing a big role. Mercury is our intellect, it is our thoughts, the way that we speak to ourselves internally and then also externally. It's all to do with communication. So yeah, that's just something to think about, is when it comes to all of these dynamics to do with love and our hearts, also think about like the next chakra up after your heart is the throat. And it's so interesting, as I'm talking about this, I'm getting a sore throat. So it's really indicating that I have probably some things to think about as well with my Mercury. But but yeah, think about your thoughts, feel about your thoughts, like let yourself just feel into whatever, like the thoughts, like how do they make you feel, and are they aligned with your truth? Because I feel that your heart will know if they are aligned as well, but your head and your heart also need to be in alignment with each other. And I think that's why Mercury is also playing a big role this month, because yeah, it's really important for your head and your heart to be fully in alignment. So yeah, that's the intellectual part of, like, it's important to intellectualize what is happening in your life, to think things through and to journal and to meditate, to clear your mind, and to let answers come to you in that way, just as much as it is to feel into your heart space and how things feel emotionally, and to feel into your body and move your energy through your body. Like it all needs to be in alignment. And then the number 6, which is the month of May as well, you add up 1 + 5 is 6, is ruled by Venus. So obviously Venus, I mentioned all the things to do with that. Because of the last new moon, which we had towards the end of April in Aries, we have like started this new year moving full speed ahead finally in this like fire horse year. We're really moving forward. Things are happening quickly, and our heart is now wanting to open because we're kind of like moving forward very quickly, and things are shifting, and as new opportunities want to come our way, we need to allow those opportunities, and we need to make space for them, and an open and healthy heart space is really required for that to happen. So that is ultimately what I feel like is happening in May. We have the sun in Aries until the 15th of May. It has been since the sun has been in Aries since the 15th of April and will be until the 15th of May. So where we have the sun right now is so powerful. It is like in the best position possible, which means we are so powerful right now with our ability to tap into our inner light and to really empower ourselves, to really know who we are and to follow our authentic path. And it may be really unique. It may be require us to trailblaze into some new endeavor. Potentially it may require us to like really shift gears. Like a lot can happen when the sun is in Aries, because we just have that fire and that courage and that, yeah, just that passion and drive and all of the things we need to really see ourselves clearly and listen to ourselves and instinctually take the actions that we need to. And then the sun will move into Taurus after that, until like from the 16th of May until the 15th of June. So that's also going to be a really beautiful place for the sun. It's going to be a bit slower, but also more grounded, and moving towards like midway of the month. Once the sun moves into Taurus, we're going to have that beautiful Taurus energy coming through. It's going to help ground that fiery, passionate, transmuting energy, which is really powerful and important as well. Taurus is going to help us stabilize ourselves and really ground, really connect more with our bodies and our senses and our flow and that beautiful Venusian energy in that way. So talking about Mercury, actually, because Mercury is so important this month as well. Mercury is in Aries until the 14th of May, and then it'll move into Taurus. So yeah, it's like Mercury as well is going from that Aries, fiery, passionate, like direct, bold energy into Taurus afterwards, stabilizing all of that. So that's really powerful. Mars is in Pisces until May 11th, so there is some beautiful, flowy, intuitive, emotional, like really sensitive, really psychically connected, intuitive flow to help us with our actions. So that's really interesting. It will move into Aries though after May, from May 12th onwards, so that's just going to be more fire up our butt to help us do the things that we need to. Until May 11th, we're going to have a lot of intuitive downloads, maybe some psychic insights and some just visions of what we need to do. Following May 11th onwards, we're going to have so much energy and drive to do what we need to. It will be beneficial for you to see where you've got Aries and Taurus in your chart any planets, and also the house placement of Aries and Taurus, because there's going to be a big shift moving from those two houses this month, and they will be highlighted, as well as where you have Libra and Taurus in your chart, because those are where the moon cycles will be taking place. So there'll be a clearing as well as some new beginnings happening from Libra and Taurus. But yeah, that's basically all I want to share for this video. I think I'm going to go into more detail now with the full moon and new moon, so stay tuned for that. And I hope you have a beautiful month in May. I wish you all the heart opening, clearing, aligning, balancing, and healing. I send you all so much love, and I will see you very soon.